Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It is another FSD video. This is 14.2. We're sitting in my garage, just downloaded, just installed. This is going to be my very first drive. It is a Sunday, so it's not going to be my normal morning drive to work, but we're going to simulate that by going to where I get my morning caffeine and then from there on to work, which is the same bath that we always take. We're sitting in my garage. We're going to go ahead and just get started hitting the self-drive. We are in chill right now. I'm going to change that to standard. And here we go. Now, the first thing that I have noticed here is that backing out seems faster. Noticeably faster than the previous version. We're also being told that the brake stabbing is gone. We'll see that. Now I'm going to have to brake out here because the nav wants to take me left instead of right, and all of my drives go to the right. So we're going to go ahead and do this turn manually. This is on me. It's not on the car. Actually going left is faster. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started again. Again, standard. I've been told that the driving profiles are a little more relaxed, and I can see that standard is actually wanting to drive just slightly over the speed limit, where before it was driving actually quite a bit over the speed limit. Mad Max was like, oh my gosh, we're going to get tickets. But here we go. We are approaching a right-hand turn. Cross traffic is 55 miles an hour. We'll see what it does here. This has usually not been a problem for this car. I have been really impressed with version 14. I would have said when it first came out, the actual driving part wasn't as good or smooth as 13, but it made up for it because it handled the start and the end. And that just kind of completed the whole package. That nice right-hand turn, buttery smooth, no feeling of hesitation at all. But 14.2 so far seems to be relatively impressed here. We have a left-hand turn coming up here. See if we catch the light or not. We are signaling way in advance, which I actually like. Previous generations of FSD would not signal that far in advance. Very natural, very human-like. We have a right-hand turn. Sorry, we have a left-hand turn. We have a stoplight here that we're going to have to wait for. Visualizations are supposed to be updated. I haven't really noticed much of anything. It still sees things really, really well, better than me. But we're going to sit here and hopefully we'll get the turn here in a sec. Okay, here we go. Left-hand turn, we cross the yellow. Nope, we do not cross the yellow. Swings wide, that's actually quite good. And we have a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit here. I've been told that it does a much better job in dealing with changes in speed limits. And I haven't done anything. I haven't touched the wheel. I don't plan on taking it out of standard for this drive. But we are at 35 miles an hour, which is about the speed I would normally go on this road. I know for those of you that watch my videos in Europe and we're always talking about going over the speed limit and you think that's weird, well, it's just how people drive and are culturally accepted in this country. If I'm going to 30 miles an hour, there's going to be people on my rear end wanting me to go faster. I understand the laws and such are quite different in other parts of the world, but here in the U.S., people generally drive over the speed limit. So far, this has been a buttery, smooth drive. I haven't had to do anything at all. I've also been told that the nag is quite a bit more relaxed. I'm going to go ahead and stare at the screen here for a little while. And by now, in previous versions, it would have yelled at me to pay attention. So far, not. We'll come back to that maybe. However, four-way stop. This is where you get a lot of hesitation in previous versions. We still come to a absolute full stop. Thank you, U.S. government. And now we're going again. That was actually quite smooth. Perfectly human-like, I guess I'll say. I may be using that term quite a bit right now. It's 25. We're doing 5 over at standard. I would say this is a good speed. Standard should be at least in where you're driving, should be whatever naturally feels standard. And for me, this feels pretty standard. Let's go ahead and look at the screen a little bit longer here, see if we can get it to nag. Oh, I got to pay attention finally. Okay, there we go. So it does do it. It just feels a little bit more relaxed. Coming into that stop was nice and smooth. I would have no problem having my grandma in the back seat with this drive. In fact, I doubt grandma would even understand that we were actually having a car driving by itself. This has been 100% absolutely human-like. I guess while we're waiting for this light, this is just a really good time to just comment on the visuals here. Look at all of what this car can see and how far they can see it. I mean, this is just amazing. Not only can it see in front, but it can also see behind. This car can clearly see much more than I can see as a human being. All right, here we go. Left-hand turn. No cross traffic. It's Sunday. Traffic is light. And now we're going to be approaching the convenience store. We'll see how well it parks. See if it picks a spot next to another car or picks a handicap spot. Shouldn't pick a handicap spot, but it has in the past picked a spot right next to another car. I really wish it would space things out if there is space. Kind of like supercharger etiquette. So let's see what it does here. Have it selected to pull into the parking spot. We have a right-hand signal. Ooh, it's swinging out a little further than before, and you can see we're parking right next to this pickup truck. Let's check how we're looking here. It's actually pretty much right on the money. So normally I would go in and I would get my morning caffeine, but for now, let's just go ahead and head on to our next destination. We'll say go. Nice, confident back out. I don't know why it doesn't go out on the main road. It would have actually been faster to go out the other direction, but for whatever reason, the nav really does not like that entrance, and I don't know why. Perhaps that'll be fixed with a nav update later down the road. This is another spot where it is really hesitant, and you feel that brake stabbing when it happens, and it's gone. That this is buttery smooth. Brake stabbing, 100% gone so far on this drive. Again, I've done nothing. I literally pressed a blue button twice on this drive, once to start from my garage and once to start from the convenience store. This is full self-driving, people. So we have a right-hand turn here, and we have to immediately get into a left-hand turn. Let's go right across traffic, which it does. I'm sure we met with a red light, so we're going to have to wait here for a sec. All right, here we go. It is taking the left-hand turn. Even though we have approaching traffic, it knows that we can meet the spot and slide in there without having any trouble. Media is immediately getting in the right lane. I don't recall it doing that in the past. Not a problem. Also, you may have noticed that I got this screen up here on the dash. That is a pre-release version of the new Sexy Dash, if you like the sexy buttons. And they have a special going on right now through December 1st, where if you pre-order one of these things, you're going to save 20%. But if you also use the code Iowa Tesla Guy, it'll save you another 10% on top of that, so a total of 30% off. This is an amazing dash. I have a whole separate video on that if you want to check it out. A little bit of traffic going on here. So we're just following traffic. It is 35 here, but we're clearly not going 35 because the people in front of us aren't. This will transition to 45 after this light. It sometimes kind of anticipates that and picks up speed a little bit. for the actual speed limit sign. So far, this drive, 0 interventions. I mean, 0. I didn't, a lot of people say, well, you adjusted the speed profile in previous versions. Yes, but I'm keeping it in standard because it's been right where it needs to be. We're already over, it did anticipate 45 a little bit early, and we are already there at 45. We have a right-hand turn coming up here. There is a little strip of concrete over to the right of it that it sometimes will take to assist in that right-hand turn. I found that it actually tries to follow other cars sometimes, but it doesn't look like we have a follow this time, so let's go ahead and see if it's going to take it. Does dip into it. Yeah, okay, there we go. Now we're on my main road heading to my place of business and where my day job is, and we're going to see, will this guy actually park like it has been? Will it park any differently? Will it park in my spot? I don't have an assigned spot, but this is a spot I've parked in pretty much every day for the last number of years, ever since I got a Tesla, because it's an end spot, and there's grass on one side, so that means there's not another car on the other side. It's kind of a Tesla thing, not wanting to park around other stuff, I think. But here we go, pulling into the lot. It really has its choice here, and because there's no other cars. But look at that. Ooh, it's actually going to pull into the spot one over from where I usually park. It's probably because there are no other cars here. And it did it in one shot. There you go. It's hard for me to soak in here what just happened. I did an absolutely 0 intervention drive. Didn't touch the pedals, didn't touch the wheel, didn't adjust the speed profile, other than that one right-hand turn to get it onto the nav that I wanted to go, but that was on me. And it just took me from my garage at a reasonable speed out of my garage to a convenience store, parked, left the convenience store, came here, parked. This is full self-driving. And if you have a chance to get in a full self-driving car, if you've never tried it, you really have to experience it. So find someone that has one, go check it out. Or if you're near a Tesla dealership, they do offer test drives with full self-driving. They're happy to show you how that goes. So 14.2 first drive in the books. Couldn't have been any better, in my opinion. I'm not sure how future versions are going to improve that particular drive, and I may have to get a little more creative moving forward as to just what it can do and how far I want to stress it. So hope you enjoyed this quick video. If you did, I'd appreciate you tapping that like button, and if you're new to the channel, subscriptions are always welcome. And if you're looking to pick up a Tesla of your own, and I would highly recommend it at this point, make sure you start that process with a referral link. Use any referral link you want, but if you want to use iowateslaguy.com, it's a good place to start. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.